Hello, Libra. There we go. Hello, Libra. My misunderstood, beautiful Libra. So we're going to start this Sag 2018 new moon video with an oracle card from Whispers of Lord Ganesha. What's a Sag need to remove? What's a Sag need to remove? Determination. First thought with this card. Your opposite sign, your complementary sign, Aries. And Libra is infamously known as being non-confrontational because it is the opposition to Aries. So first things first is you need to embrace what is most uncomfortable for you. Confrontation. With that said, let's see what the deck booklet has to say. Feel secure in your being. The dynamics of this lifetime can be complicated. There really does not exist in this earthly dimension an environment that is free of trauma, blockages, and lessons. The color red is the first chakra, is the color of the first chakra, referred to as the root or base chakra. The root chakra is associated with keeping life exciting and sustainable. Is associated with trusting, belonging, and accepting. When you feel lost or insecure, you lose energy due to fear. When in the root chakra energy is balanced, you are centered, grounded, healthy, and vibrant with unlimited physical energy. You love your body and love to use it and take care of it. You feel secure in your life and display good common sense. Work with Ganesha to create a sense of feeling rooted in order, to lift away any heaviness you might be feeling. Focus your attention on the color red and allow yourself to feel joy, energy, and creativity coming back into your life. Red symbolizes love and happiness. It is said to encourage action and confidence and provides a sense of protection from fears and anxiety. Remain positive and open to the possibilities. Doing this will strengthen the root chakra and create stability and inner strength. So, first thing is that to me, this sounds not just like Aries, but a symbiotic relationship between yourself and Aries. Not try to front and pretend like you're Aries, you know? It's saying take the lessons from your complement and be aggressive in yourself. Aggressively self-validate. Aggressively be in your body. Aggressively trust your interpretation of yourself and your life, your personality, without looking to other people to sustain that belief. If you want something, you don't need other people's approval. If you know something to be true, if you know something to be true about yourself and your identity especially, other people's interpretations do not invalidate who you are. Other people's interpretations of you, of events, of your relationships, of your past, present, future, are a projection of their own inner self, their own minds, their own feelings, their own beliefs. It's not really about you. Similarly, your interpretation of them is about you. Don't let that confuse you. Don't let that make you uncomfortable. It's a beautiful thing to believe in yourself. Fiercely, confidently. You know? So, what does Libra, what does dear Libra need to know for the benefit of their new moon manifestation? What does Libra need? Yep. To know. Interesting, because this is the first time in all these videos that I've originally flipped it up. And how appropriately, an Aries card. I mean, it's really much more of a Leo card. But it's also can do with Aries, because Aries are very emotional. People don't really give them that justice. Hashtag Libra. So you would give them that justice. The thing about the Queen of Wands is she's very direct with her feelings. And if she doesn't get the validation she seeks back, okay, next. Thank you, next. Hashtag Ariana, who is a Cancer. So yeah, if people don't validate you with the identity that you know to be true, with the things that you want for yourself, it's okay to say thank you, next. And right now, that kind of self-esteem is how you're coming off. And that's a good thing. Don't backtrack. Do not backtrack. Another card of Aries. Weird. But this is in the reverse. And the Fool reversed. The Fool, what's the word? Ill-dignified. It's a very confusing position for me. It's something that I always struggle interpreting. So, one interpretation is the wisdom to not leap. To not go down the rabbit hole. To know better. To wait for the right time instead of, being careless. But of course, sometimes you can't control those things. So another interpretation is avoiding yourself, avoiding the future, avoiding fun and adventure. Because you don't trust yourself, you need approval to do those things. You don't need approval, Be like Aries and just trust in the support of the universe. And by universe, I mean nature kingdom, the animal kingdom, humanity, the angels, the planets, the cosmos, the force, Trust in these things. Stop resisting judgment reversed. You're coming off the right way. I just feel like what I need to say is, Libra, don't go back. Don't withdraw. You know? You're on your way. Whatever performance you're into right now, you got it. You're just in a period of releasing and awakening. You know, you're just in this temporary space where, you know, it will come. Trust that it will come. Queen of Swords. And there was the Queen of Cups in here too. So we have the Fool reversed, we have Judgment reversed, we have Five of Cups reversed, and then we have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Swords reversed, the Ten of Swords reversed. And what that says to me is that you're waiting, you're buying time, because you just kind of need to get over yourself a little bit. But Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. And I can go so deep with these queens pulling up and these cards right now, but you know, if I go too far, the video is going to be too long. But I'm just going to say, the cosmic energy right now is so profoundly about resurrecting this more ancient, original, powerful version of the divine feminine. And Libra is really leading the charge on this. Libra is, I think, the most misunderstood sign in the zodiac. Libra is classically known as being ruled by Venus, but it is now known to be ruled by Sedna. And Sedna is a Inuit deity, and which is very northern America. So Sedna, your guardian planet, or whatever it's classified as, which is named after the Inuit goddess, Libra is about contracts, it's about marriage. She basically had an arranged marriage with a primal god, and the primal god, she didn't want to get married to this bird god, this air god. And her father tried to force her, and there's a lot of different versions, a lot of different symbolism, but the one I'm going with is, you know, he brought her out into the canoe in the middle of the ocean to marry her off to this primal deity, and she refused and tried to escape and ended up being dragged to the bottom of the ocean with her fingers cut off, and her cut off fingers became the sea creatures. And the point of this, though, is that this being a very, very ancient narrative, it's already talking about how the matriarchal society from which we come from, much as you see in the Greek society, has, through marriage, through domination of the masculine force, has been maimed and trapped and festering in trauma and anger and sadness. And Sedna really represents a lot of this. And, you know, when we don't talk about this side of Libra and we just focus on, oh, you know, Venus is the ruler of Libra and Libra loves, you know, being pretty, that doesn't really explain anything about when it comes to Libra's association to justice, you know? And when you think of, like, when you listen to the story about Sedna and you think about Libra and justice and this resurrection of leading the charge and resurrecting the divine feminine and, you know, the earthly dimension, the Me Too movement is a good representation of this, you know. I too, says Sedna, says Libra, has been contractually forced through marriage and business to be traumatized and abused at the whims of men. So these queens coming up at this time with these placements is saying, it is a new dawn, it is a new day, and you need to really constantly reaffirm to yourself that you are indeed a cardinal sign, Libra. You, in fact, are a creator of structure and foundation, and you are in the process more than any other sign of not just creating the structure for the divine feminine in this now. You are reclaiming what it means to be Libra. Libra is not weak. Libra is not sissy. Libra is not afraid. Libra is constantly in the battle of light and darkness. I actually think Spider-Man is a great Libra archetype. Perhaps it's just the way that Spider-Man is represented in the Tobey Maguire series. I actually have never read the comics, so forgive me if this is an inaccurate description. But it is this constant you know, is being a hero worth the risk and the rewards? Is the contract that I'm making through this identity worth it? What am I worth? And you are worth happiness and joy. But the more manipulative side, the more Queen of Swords sides, and you are an air sign, so you are swords. But Queen of Swords is really does deal a lot with more of the manipulative woman. And manipulation doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, you know. You could be, and because it's in the dignified position, it is suggesting that it's not being, your strategy to get what you want isn't a bad thing. But cutting off your emotions is not. Because you can only be grounded in your identity, and you can only be grounded in a justified confidence when you are listening to your feelings. Five of Swords. Yeah, going to the manipulation again. I think when we're talking about manipulation in Libra, it's something like, you don't have to see the real me if I hide by becoming more like you, or, you know, I can trick people into seeing the version of me I want to come off as if I just, you know, if I just make them at ease. Now, right side up, this is a card, Five of Swords, is really about taking what you want, not what you deserve, not what you fought for, or what you cared for, But, oh, I made this person think I cared about them, so now I can get what I want out of them. It's selfish, it's narcissistic, even sadistic, it's cruel. But this is reversed. So you can get what you want out of people without being shady about it. Don't be shady. Get what you want out of being direct. Get what you want out of saying, this is what I want. Do you want it too? Will you validate me this way? Yes? Okay. Then let's keep going. No? Okay, that's not what I want. Let me keep going. Keep going in purity. This is a really, really interesting illustration though. Because I really do believe that you not just interpret the cards as you know them, but as the deck illustrates them. And it's kind of like, what is this version of Five of Swords telling me? One, it's having Libra symbolism with the black and the white, right? And then it obviously has this Christian symbolism. But then it's having these swords go through the heart of Christ, I guess. You know, it's very macabre in that way. All these little hearts around it. You know, what does it say to you? This is the right side up and it was reversed. So is the reverse the less selfish choice? Or is the top one the more selfish choice? It's hard to discern. You know, I want you to get a good look at it so you can discern for yourself. What do you see? Because this card represents, you know, what is going to get you what you want. And what's going to get you what you want is going to be a choice between being happy and being cold, being warm or being cold, being warm or being cold. Don't be cold, be warm. Be warm, be warm, be warm, direct. You know, you're waiting for the timing to be right. Don't let this patience make you miss out on the situation because you're not listening to, you know, you're too caught up in the scheme rather than the objective. And the last queen shows up because of course it does. You want to retreat. You don't want to value yourself. You know, you don't want to. I feel like you feel, and I think this is a very Libra, this kind of constant Libra thought pattern of not believing you're enough for what you want. You are enough for what you want. If you want, if you choose to believe it, if you want to feel bad about yourself, if you want to be stuck, trapped in the ocean, underneath the ocean, if you want to be trapped in the underworld, placed there by your father, what's the Greek myth? Andromeda? Are you going to be... So my video card got full because you're becoming my longest video. That's because you're so important right now, Libra, and I know you love hearing it. I feel like I need a good cleansing right now, which reminds me of the Capricorn video I did last night. I also needed to do a saging for them, and I invoked you in their video, saying they needed to learn from you. So if you're a Cap watching this right now, You know, I guess this is what you came here to listen for. I left off talking about Andromeda and how there's a connection between the two mythologies. A lot of people are against intersectional interpretations of religious studies. I'm not one of those people. I think the card also got full as a lesson in there is no going back, to reiterate something I said before, and you need to, there is no going back, and you need to have faith in yourself, you need to believe in yourself. This old narrative doesn't exist anymore. You are leading the charge in the new world. And I said in my Sagittarius video, Eros is the original leader of this world. And I often say that Eros is the archetype of Libra. You're bringing something back that has been lost. Don't get hung up on a certain ideal of what you think it's supposed to look like. Because that makes you think if you're not this ideal, then you're not worth this privilege that has been handed to you to redefine the feminine power, to bring balance to the force. Excuse me. Believe in yourself. Don't be idealistic. Don't be afraid to initiate. Sync with your Aries brethren. Air and fire need to accumulate. Smoke needs to build. Mirrors need to be manifest. The show is about to begin, Libra. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Let the fire move you, support you, inspire you. We got this. You got this. It's exciting, but you know, be happy, be ready, be compassionate. This is my wisdom for you at this Sag new moon. I know it was a long one. I hope you got something out of it. I'll see you next month.